Oh, we're back again. For the third time. I feel like there's a song lyric in there somewhere, but I'm not a song person. Hello and welcome to A Year in Candlekeep. I am the continuous host CG, back with another group. Say hi, group.
Hi, group.
Hi, group.
I am group. They say hi.
I am group.
Group.
I thought this was a solo adventure.
Are we all one? What's happening? CG, are
If
we a
you-
hive mind?
Well, I was the one that said it out of your mouth, so probably.
Ah! That answers your question, Sin.
Right from the horse's mouth.
But I hope you all are having a good evening. This one is going to be a little different. So due to circumstances, we are going to be doing a recording, and then we are going to be streaming the VOD later. Do a little tinkering behind the scenes. But should be no big deal. Should be all fun and games. At least I hope so. We're here for a game.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Before we go ahead and get started, do you guys want to do some shilling? Actual question this time. So that-
I could possibly do some shilling. The shillist. First things first, I'm the shillist. I am the FlusteredBun all across the interwebs. I think I'm the only one with that name, as far as I know, unless someone's stolen one of my accounts. You will find me mostly on Blue Sky and my Ko-Fi, where I post all of my art stuff that you can buy, because I have a problem. I cannot stop creating. Help. I do TTRPG character designs and dice.
Excellent, excellent. Throw it to someone.
Wiley, catch.
You can find me at Wiley is Willy on Twitch. I do randomizers, mostly Zelda. Sometimes Symphony of the Night. You can also find me at Fighting Touch channel every other Tuesday for a Ravnica game. Saturdays, Saved by the Spell is our 6-7 game at Burnout Vaughn's channel. Every other Sunday, everything's bi-weekly, except for my streams. I play co-op Zelda with Helix. I make music on YouTube. I have a Ko-Fi at Wiley Willy. It's Wiley Willy everywhere except for Twitch and Twitter, because I'm not original, I guess. That is me. Wound. Where can we find you if we can find you?
You will not. I don't really stream. I'm just here to hang out, have a good time. Anyone who is familiar with me, you might have possibly seen me when I was being very evil on Festive Fantasy, closing out the 2024 year. But this time, I'm just here to relax, play an actual character. It's not a paladin, don't worry.
But
You
wait,
were-
if you're not around, where did we find you?
A
Wait,
square.
if I'm... Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, you will find me wherever you will find a pun. How about that?
Correct.
God, where?
And
Wand
that leads-
exists for two reasons: to make puns and to cannibalize other people's roles.
That's also
mm.
true. Alright, but that I don't really have anything. So that leaves Sun.
I can be found at twitch.tv/Sensuna84, where I stream whatever the heck whenever I want to. But enough talk. Have it you, CG.
I do know what a man is. Hello, I am the CG. You can find me nowhere because I don't much care for social media, but you can find me on various Good Beans D&D channels, such as the previously mentioned Farting Tart and the previously mentioned Burnout Vaughn. The only one that Wiley mentioned that I am in, that Wiley is not in, is the one on every single Sunday on Tart's stream for War of the Shattered Sun. Long-running, almost closing D&D game. Oof, I think we're about to hit episode 200. Good fuck. Jeez. But I think that's everyone shilled. So, Give me a moment.
Uh,
Can everyone hear the music all right?
I was jump scared. Yeah.
I can. Yes. I hear.
Excellent, excellent.
CG.
Yes,
Why does this feel like starting zone music?
because it is. You are in
Scream.
this is the starting zone for your adventures. What do you expect?
Technically correct. The best kind.
Yeah.
Epic music and hardcore combat.
I mean, alright. You ask.
Don't tempt him.
Suddenly we're on a bombing mission.
No, wait. Actually, wait, no, I think I built the right character for that then.
No. Let's go back to the actual music. The year is 1492 DR, the year of 3 ships sailing. The town of Elturel has been returned from the first of the hells of Ernest. Duke Ulder Ravengard lords over the city of Baldur's Gate, jewel of the Sword Coast. The event convinces the high houses that the city needs more defenses, and call upon military consultant Enver Gortash to aid them. Dire times lie ahead for the realm, but that is a story for another day, another time. Instead, we focus ourselves a few days' travel from Baldur's Gate to the south to find a beacon amidst a sea of uncertainty. The proud library fortress of Candlekeep, a bastion of learning, education, and timelessness. Hours melt away amidst the sounds of turning pages and bound knowledge. To the outside world, there is not to be seen but a solitary keep and the glowing light at its apex. But within is a place to put up one's shoes and enjoy some silent, cozy reading. Oh, what stories to read, though? Candlekeep is a host to many a book, great and small, informative and dull, safe and dangerous. For every book tells a story, and any good story has a touch of conflict. Perhaps a mystery buried within, begging to be uncovered. Perhaps a squabble over the first breadcrumb marker that falls from the written word. Perhaps a poor soul who can find salvation in the table of contents. Indeed, though the walls of the fortress are cozy, danger can still hide if you read between the lines. Very recently, about 2 days ago, there was... To call it an attack would be a little disingenuous, but an incident involving books shape-shifting into glowing spheres that attacked individual patrons of Candlekeep. A group of mercenaries was sent to dispatch and take care of the problem. And while they may be doing so at this very moment, Candlekeep's pages keep turning. Life goes on while they wait for that answer. Such is the case with the 2 members seen walking through the Court of Air. A drow dressed in a barista bartender's uniform, and a tiefling currently dressed in a set of robes. They seem to be having a bit of a conversation when the doors open from outside. A dwarf walks in, carrying with him a large assortment of books. And as he shouts into the center, "I've got the next month's shipment." Ah, excellent. That will be a nice influx. As the 2 in the center make their way towards the dwarf, Owain approaches. Seem to be hauling in a smaller load than usual. Hey, keep you on your toes. Didn't get as much that your guards would let through. I see. This bloodletting, a history. We've got details of the Underdark? No? Ah. Baldur's Gate History, Volume 4. I hear yours got destroyed? Yes, it went missing recently. Alright, let's see, here we go. And as the dwarf continues to hand over, he says, here's an oddball one. And he hands a large, thick tome to Ashala. It says, got this one cheap. Some warlock fellow said that he had seen some great many things out in the far realms and opted to write it down. It's half scribblings, but who knows? We'll have to compare it with the others. As Sharel gives a second to flip through, analyzes the book, shuts it, and turns back to the dwarf. What's this one? She says, pointing to one at the top of the stack. Dwarf looks over. And rightly say, he pulls out what appears to be some papers, flips through it. Don't have this one on the log. Then you won't mind if I take a look at it? Only if you pay for it. That remains to be seen. She picks it up and starts flipping through it, and as she flips through it, a single piece of paper falls to the ground. So Wayne bends down to scoop it up. Seems that it's not very well kept. What is it? Journal of some sort. What do you have there? Certainly not a journal. He shows the piece of paper to Ashala, who gives him a look in return. I'll go let the High Speaker know if you wish to pursue this, Ashala. I think I might. About an hour goes by, and Ashala is busy prepping some hearty brews of coffee in the hearth. And as she does, the door opens. Shala, without looking up, says, you are probably here about the inquiry from before. Go ahead and sit down, and 4 individuals make their way in. Let's start with Wiley.
Description. Honse has deep fuchsia hair swept wildly to the side, exposing the undercut. Despite his weathered presentation indicating plenty of time outdoors, his complexion is on the lighter side. Between his pointed ears is an almost infuriatingly smug expression. He sports a hot pink kimono-like shirt held by the waist by a black sash. His coat has a black outer lining, hardened leather armor held in place by rivets along the edges. The inner lining is a crimson red. Coat splits halfway down the center to accommodate his back equine build. Dark red plaid horse blanket completes his attire. He's a centaur man. I can actually, as well, drop the art here now. Not heavy, full body, sadly. And chat text. Or there, that works too. Good, I don't have to edit in the video, or images.
I can see what you meant by infuriatingly smug, yeah.
We call that test pilot look.
Not incorrect.
Next to Honse looks at you as Ashella looks at you, Honse. Oh, brilliant. You were the one who, you were one of the ones who decided to come along as well.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, don't play that nice to me, God. We've been working for quite some time, and you know it.
She shrugs. Still smug as ever.
Next person to follow, Bon. Why don't you go ahead?
Shit. Well, I think you said they would be right next to Honse Man, correct? Next to Honse Man is a somewhere between 5'7" to 6 foot tall woman. You can't really tell because she's mildly hunched, but is what is clearly a furball with a like grayish purple fur color and two-toned black hair, black and purple hair as well. Lots of just layers of clothing and all different kinds of purple, pink, blue tones that you can think of all over the place. Doesn't really look like it makes that much sense, but she makes it work somehow and puts it on every morning. Jewelry on top of that, gold, silver, little bit of jewels sprinkled here and there. Jingles when she moves. Every movement she makes, there's a mild tingling, but she has these vibrant magenta eyes. Not in a piercing way, but definitely feels like you might get flashbanged a little if she were to blink at you. And she's currently just looking around the library, soaking it all in. To go in libraries a lot for various reasons.
Welcome. Has the travel done you well?
Oh, well, travel rarely ever does me well, but however, I'm used to it, so, I mean, I got here. I am curious about all these books, though, but for other reasons that I cannot go into, I may or may not be allowed to touch them. I'm not sure. You'll have to speak to my boss.
It's a good thing that I appear to be your boss today.
Hey, wait then, can I touch the books?
After business, perhaps.
That's fine enough by me.
Next is... Wand.
All right. Probably the first thing that stands out is this young woman, human. She's very incredibly young, but, you know, around 18 or so. She stands 5.5 feet, and she looks very well dressed, actually. She's got a nice fine pair of glasses on, and a nice blue dress with very simple ruffles, but, well, it seems like, for all that she's wearing, she's less interested in how comfortable her environment is, and more so, there are books everywhere. If left unsupervised, she would definitely be going through every last one of them. And in her hand, she's got a book and quill of her own, and she seems just excited. She'll kind of snap out of looking at a little of everything and just give a polite little wave.
Ashella stops and looks at you in particular. Huh. I didn't think that you would be one to apply for something like this.
Maybe, but I love books. I love books so much. Everything to do with them. She just kind of gives a soft sigh. She really is happy to just be here. You know what they say, though? Can't judge a book by its cover.
I like the way books smell.
I know, right? Especially
It's a
the
different
limited
balance.
edition printed books. Oh my gosh.
There are limited edition books?
Oh yeah. And she has to catch herself from going off on a tangent, it seems like. But
Shala rolls her eyes at the error in judgment that she appears to have made. And then, lastly, standing next to them, Sen.
It would be difficult to miss the middle-aged man who just entered the library based on his rather garish appearance. He is dressed in practically every color possible, but the coat and suit he wears appears to be handled with care and straightened like someone who indeed cares about appearances. The man wrinkles his handlebar mustache a bit, seemingly waiting for an introduction.
Just make sure it's the right one. Shala waits a beat, waits another. See that they see what this individual is asking for. Sighs a little bit. And introducing Maximus, Master of the Mysterious Arts.
M-M-O-T-M-A.
Thank
That
you.
doesn't spell it.
At last someone gets the whole name right.
Yes. Brilliant. Well, as long as you do your job effectively, I will be glad to get the whole name right every single time. Who knows? It shows up at the top of the earners board. More people get it right all the time. Thank you for...
I have a quick question. Hold on. I'm sorry. Do we have to call you by your full name every time we need to speak to you, sir? Or is Maximus or Max or Master preferred?
It is only proper, is it not?
I think like, in the middle of combat, I feel like... You know what? Never mind.
I also prefer efficiency.
What good is efficiency if it lacks style?
Getting the job done,
I think we'll...
getting the money.
Not dying.
I'm a fan of that.
By the time I finish saying, that's not the right name, right accent. By the time I finish saying your name, I'm gonna be dead.
Not if I can help it.
Perhaps
Sorry.
Perhaps this would be a good time to discuss why I've brought you four here. Oh, wait. I forgot. It seems the rest of your party has not arrived yet. At the very least, thank you for being on time. I don't know what's happened to the others. And as Shala is, like, busy making up some drink for everyone, she sets 4 cups in front of all of you. Have all of you... It is a dark brown liquid with a very earthy aroma that is placed in front of you.
What does it smell like? You said earthy aroma, or do I not?
It smells like something toasted, but perhaps not. It's strange. Toasted and bitter, but flavorful. This is CG attempting to describe coffee, that thing that he stays away from. You don't know that yet.
Oh my, drinks. What is this?
New discovery. It's called coffee. It's good for keeping you up and keeping you going, but it's a bit of an acquired taste. A lot you can do with it, though. Do you all partake in the drink?
She'll pick it up.
I will.
I'm gonna sniff it, see if I can get any more, like, anything else coming from it before
I was thinking, can I roll
not
survival
drinking it.
to get an understanding of this natural drink?
This kofefe.
Let's go, Feifei. Sure, if you'd like to roll survival, go for it.
That's an 18.
The earthy smells that you get from this drink are very strong and overpowering. It's hard to discern other scents directly in the cup next that you are holding to your nose. However, you do notice as you take a sniff a scent of cream as well as sugar nearby. It seemed to be left out as possible additions to your drink. Maximus, the drink is very bitter. Like some of the most potent medicines mixed with, as established, the earthy flavor. At once it overwhelms you, but once it goes away, it kind of it's an odd flavor that you don't expect to be familiar with or enjoy. Certainly not on the first drink, but as it goes away, it leaves a appealing aftertaste, and in retrospect, very tasty as itself. Just very strange.
Interesting. Where did you import this from? By chance?
Homemade, sort of. The recipe was discovered in one of the books. The primary ingredients is a type of bean that is cultivated out in Schult. Not easy to import per se, but as we are the only ones who seem to have use for it at the moment, it's fairly easy to come by.
Libra's going to take a sip, immediately realize how bitter it is, proceeds to reach for the sugar, and just dump a whole lot in there.
Sitara has refused to drink it. She smelled the bitterness and said no.
Valid. The DM sympathizes.
Maximus seems to be content drinking his black.
As everyone seems to be content with their drinks. The area around you of this bar area, it seems to be a cozy little book nook type area. A cafe, if you will. The hearth is home to many individuals that you are noting to be strange in their own way, but they all seem to be have one thing in common. They have their nose nestled in a book. And as the four of you have entered and partook in some of the drink, the doors that you had entered from open up once again. This time you see another group of four. I'm sorry. I do believe we're a bit late. Apologies for the hold-up. Sorry. As a halfling dressed in white robes makes their way in, followed up by what appears to be a human male, at least you can only guess, dressed in black leathers and wearing a mask over his nose and mouth, as well as a little bit after, two more individuals, just a half step between the first two, together but a little bit different, distant, as a large gentleman with green skin and orcish underbites walks in, dressed in leather armor and with a hood over his head. As he walks in, almost as stoic as the individual in front of him, but juxtaposed by the loud and boisterous, "Oh, is this a bar? We got any drinks in here?" Of a short, squat, gray-skinned dwarf with a mohawk, and what appears to be a full bar, like tattoo of black across their eyes. If you got work or drink, I'm here for either. Shh, shh. The entire cafe just shushes her. She's like, oh, shush me, shush you. No, seriously, quiet down. Ah. As this other group of four approach, the halfling woman takes a moment to elegantly kind of climb up onto one of the nearby seats, whereas the dwarven woman just jumps and like lands onto one of the the stools. The two men meet their gaze of one another, say nothing, and look to Ashala, standing stoically. I suppose that's everyone. Now, we normally don't take on this many people, but we have a bit of a special occasion. I would like the 8 of you to work together to try and acquire something for us and Candlekeep proper. At this, she is going to pull out a piece of paper from underneath the counter, fold it up, and quite aged. And she's going to place it on the table. For your viewing pleasure. Does anyone pick it up?
I guess Sitara will.
Sitara, as you go for it, this is, as you unfold it, what you see.
Do my special I see. Oh. Beware!
As you unfold, the message "Evil Beware" is written in rather impressive cursive up at the top. Well, maybe not cursive, but impressive stationery. What follows underneath is what appears to be a map of some sort, detailing a place called Witchway, locations such as the Hand and Horn, the Wood Bridge, and at the very bottom, a rhyme. Follow the trail to the Hand and Horn, past Three Tree Hill over River Warren, to the Worm's Mark in the foggy moors. West of there, the treasure is yours.
You all see Sitara slowly nod, like, yes. I guess if she were going to roll on this, what would she roll?
What are you trying to figure out?
Hold on, let me look at it again to make sure which of the words in the song are landmarks, like literal landmarks?
There's no check for this, especially because you have the map on hand.
Yeah.
The important landmarks are mentioned in the song are the Hand and Horn, Three Tree Hill, a river denoted by a wooden bridge, and
Oh, that's what that is.
what appears to be something called the Scorch of the Red Worm. Hard to determine based on exactly what the song is saying and what is written on the map. It's certainly not a landmark that is easily identifiable like the others. The other missing piece is Witchway, spelled with a Y.
That was the other thing I was gonna ask, yeah.
Seems to be a town of some sorts. Also, if you'll be willing to wait, I need water really badly. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourself.
Dinner character. Nerds. Nerds.
Oh, definitely.
I would just like to point out that we have the most eccentric group of motherfuckers. The most normal one here is Libra, like normal looking. I would like to say.
Kinda. Yeah. Admittedly, yeah.
As we idle over the map, I offer the dwarf some of the coffee. I think you will find it to be your taste without anything else.
Question: do dwarves generally like coffee?
I mean,
Oh, they might think it's an ale or something you're offering.
it's like the opposite of ale, though.
Exactly.
Right?
Same bitterness, opposite effect. Still a poison that
So
they would
I
be
got-
resistant to.
I just came back. That's a very good question. We roll. We roll for them.
Would
Constitution.
she specifically like coffee?
Yeah, so the dwarf grabs it, takes a large swig. It's a small cup, but a large swig as though it was a tankard. And... oh no!
Did she roll a 1?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's... something's awful wrong with your mead. She did roll 1. Shala goes, oh, my countertop.
I
Oh,
think the call of
don't worry
coffee.
about it.
Fuck.
Rit.
Yes, this is coffee, non-alcoholic. It is before the setting sun. We are not serving any alcohol here. Oh, what kind of shit bar is this? It is a cafe where people come to read and drink. Settle down. Oh, I'm very sorry about her. The halfling speaks up. She's always like that. I'm very sorry.
She's always like that. Is such an insult.
Libra, seeing as how, well, that coffee's gotten everywhere now. Let's fix that. Bippity boppity bill. Let's do away with the spill. A little flourish, and there it goes. Press the digitation.
Did you press the digitation?
Oh, yep.
Ah, there we go.
Is. Big text bar. Why does that have a spell saved on it? I'll fix that later.
It always has. If it's not a spell attack, it always has a spell save DC. Sending has a spell save DC.
You want to press the
Ending.
digitation your enemies? Ending. Oh my god.
Just mending.
No, you press digitation. Aha! It will make you look like you pissed yourself.
Press the digitiritation. That was a mouthful.
Cream for that.
Okay, well, this is a little bit confusing. I'm sure we can figure it out. Right, guys?
That is the goal and hope. I know not exactly where this location is, but given that a town is a landmark, there should be some record of it. The nature of the treasure that it mentions is a mystery to us. Nevertheless, we would like to see that if it's the treasure that it is alluding to is of scholarly worth. Scholarly worth.
I guess. How scholarly are we talking? Because I need to, what level?
If it is something that Candlekeep would have an interest in, high-level tomes or journals or recordings or anything of the like, then we would like to have access to that. If they are magical artifacts of some nature, we would like you to turn that over to us first before deeming if it would be suitable reward for you all. On the topic of reward, anything other than this treasure that you may find on your journey, you are inclined to keep for operating costs as needed.
Good. That's fine with me. Sure.
If it is a treasure, then I am sure it is of some worth, scholarly or not.
But that's why I asked, just to like make sure, like what they defined as scholarly.
If you want our guidelines, if this item that you find is of book, journal, etc., and relevant to Candlekeep, we are to claim it. If this item is pure gold or money, we are also to claim it. Operating costs for Candlekeep. If it is gold, a reimbursement will be had and reflected in your payments. If it is neither of those things, you are to take notes of everything that went down there, return it to us, that we may have our information, and you are entitled to keep what you find.
Yes. Thank you.
Business as
Sure,
usual.
we'll pass the map to the others if they want to look at it.
Libra is going to do her best to sketch out a little something, and most importantly, write down the rhyme.
At the very least, it should make an interesting story.
Am I to take it that you are interested?
Oh yeah, I have been on a mission and I mean I did just come back from one not too long ago, so it hasn't been that long, but it's been too long.
I think I have time in my touring schedule. Yes?
I don't suppose I even need to ask you, Honse.
Always looking for work.
I'm always looking for a payday.
A work hunt. What? So somebody had to say it.
I was above game taking a moment to appreciate it. You hear a voice in the back, one you're unfamiliar with. I'm not interested in fairy tales and goose chases. Not unless you put down anything any hard cash, I'm walking, as the orcish gentleman pipes up. Hold up. There is at the very least going to be a operating cost, 800 gold, divided between each of you upon your return. Is that enough operating cost for you? You can go higher. I know you can. Don't listen to him. He's just irritable in the morning. We'll take it. Don't speak for me. I sure do when you're moping about. Ugh. He scoffs and kind of like looks to the side. And you, said to the halfling. Oh, sorry. Yes. If it wouldn't be too much trouble, I'd be perfectly fine. Seeking this out with the aid of my companion here. The other tall, dark individual says nothing and just looks forward. Apologies for him. He doesn't talk very much well at all.
Maybe an insight on him.
Sure.
Sitara is making it very obvious that she's looking at it. Just staring.
A non-subtle insight at tall, dark, and brooding. Let's go.
Hey, dirty 20.
Oh, wow. He hides his face well. He hides his emotions well. And although you do see his eyes, they have been trained moving forward at whoever is talking at any individual moment. He's not betraying a single thing. My man rolled a nat 20.
Oh, damn. Okay, fine. Fuck me, I guess.
Man, my dice has been temperamental. It started with a nat 1 and then a nat 20.
Well, I mean, I feel like that was accurate to the situation, so...
One more thing for the road. as she kind of reaches down into behind the bar. Since we are sending you into the wild unknown, we are providing a little bit of insurance to see if for you to use as you see fit. And she is going to produce 8 potions of healing, 1 for each of the party members here.
Nice.
All right, and if you all add that into your inventory, Ashala is going to look on over. Now, are there any more questions? From me, at least.
Not from me.
When do we leave?
Oh, that is a good question.
That is not up to me. Realistically, the answer is as soon as able. But that comes with the tricky part of finding the first landmark, and she points to which way. This map has come into our possession, and the town of Whichway has not been in common knowledge for quite some time. I recommend you looking into and finding out exactly where it is.
Well, at least we know which way to go.
Above
Yes,
game.
we have to go this way and not that way.
Yes, and
CG. With my travels, is there any chance I've heard anything about this supposed city?
How old are you? You can whisper it to me.
Middle-aged.
I would say no.
that's the thing I probably should figure out.
Hmm.
You said something interesting there. You said it fell out of common knowledge, which means there must be at least a little bit we know about this place.
Not especially. The most notable thing is the lack of knowledge about it. It's not a name that is... It's not a name that shows up on any maps that we've been able to find, nor has it shown up on any individuals that we've asked. It's my recommendation that there is probably some information somewhere. We are quite the source of it, after all. But at this juncture, we have not found it, perhaps.
Maybe it's hidden in a different section.
So, perhaps the best place in finding the location is by finding the location of the map. Where did you say this was from again?
So, this map came to us in this book, and she procures a leather-bound journal. There is no major markings on it. In fact, there isn't even really a binding other, like along the spine. Instead, it seems to be more like akin to a ring notebook or like a trapper keeper or something of the like. The map fell out of this peculiar item that wound up in our merchant's wares.
Oh no, someone lost a book.
Perhaps.
Do we know where the merchant acquired it?
Well, that's the thing. He has no idea. Says it doesn't even show up in any of his logs. You're entitled to go ask old Cragmug himself. He should still be nearby. I'm not entirely sure how much you'll get out of him, though.
And it fell out of the book. Does it look like it's part of the book, or kind of like someone shoved it in there?
Well, as we can tell, it was shoved into the book.
What kind of check would I make to try and determine how old the map is? I do have cartography.
That's a very good question. Do you have proficiency in either a forgery kit, or calligraphy tools?
I do have proficiency in cartography's tools.
I'll take
I've got-
that. I didn't.
yeah.
I thought cartography and calligraphy were
The same.
in the sense that only one of them was in the game. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on.
I've got proficiency in calligrapher's tools.
Why don't you guys go ahead and roll me a check for that?
Alright.
For cartography and calligraphy, and we'll see if you guys can put this together.
All right. Is this going to be, what kind of check is this going to be? Is it going to be
Just with your
intelligence
tools.
based or?
What attribute?
Wisdom, I believe, is the use for your tools.
Okay.
No, it would be Dex. It would be Dex, but
Dex? Alright.
yeah. But you guys are proficient in it, so it should have a pretty decent bonus to it.
Oh, oops.
19. We know maps. Hold on.
One.
You know, look at all you map makers up here.
I'm
We
a
heard
guide.
books
It's my
and we're like-
background.
I was born in the wild.
Oh, I need to turn off the query thing.
I might turn that off because it shows up on the main screen.
So, while you guys are looking at the map, the other group kind of sees that they take a look at the map after having handed it all around, and the halfling goes, "Oh, pardon me, we'll have to excuse ourselves. I think we're going to go and see about finding some records on the name Whichway. Nice meeting you all. Sorry for butting out. Yeah, what the smaller one said. I'm gonna see about that dwarven bloke who's selling things.
I would like to look at the book itself.
All right. We'll get to the book in a little bit. Let's start with the cartographer and calligrapher's tool rolls. So, with a rather set of impressive rolls, I must say. Based on the age of the paper and the ink involved, this is probably about 200 to 300 years old.
Oh, jeez.
Do you have any other questions regarding this this check on the map?
Probably shouldn't have closed it. I'm stupid. I think my only other question would be, is the writing like a specific dialect, or is it just general common from that 2 to 3 centuries ago?
It seems to just be traditional common.
Okay.
So, as Maximus, and I'm gonna make the same deal I did with Thalros with you. I will use Maximus, but everyone else in game is gonna use your full title. Maximus, you open the book, of which you find, flipping it over, the insignia of a raven upon it. And you open it up, and it appears to be a journal. To summarize, the journal seems to be talking about a female author, no name given, who fell off her horse and broke her leg, but was nursed back to health by a group of individuals calling themselves the Vistani. It details how there was a large, colorful group of them, though only 2 are named. Drasha, who was a teenage girl who applied the bandages and the wounds to the leg. Darzan, a one-armed boy who was very good at singing. They helped to keep the pain off of the writer's mind while she healed. there's also a great discussion of their culture, their way of life, their food, their music, and their vagabond nature. Describing how they would travel day and night, spending their time on foot during days and at night, laughing and enjoying themselves over a nice campfire. As you keep reading the book, you make your way about 20 pages in, barely even 10% of the book, as the author begins to write that the Vistani at one point had their faces began to become sullen as they made their way towards what looked to a large, ominous castle across a bridge. And as the journal keeps on discussing the various architectures in the castle, there is a large line kind of draped around the center of the stage as though the book was jostled and taken away while still being written into, and the rest of the book is blank.
Interesting. I turn my attention back to our host. In all of your studies, have you run into many accounts of the Vistani people?
They're known. They are, I wouldn't exactly say well known, but they're certainly well traveled. They pop up from time to time in various different places, much like the Gur do. These ones, the Vistani, most notably talk about their trips through the dark fog. I don't know exactly what that is, but whenever they are asked to elaborate, they tend to avoid the subject.
Well, the map does say the Foggy Moors.
DC, but can I make a history check?
That fog sounds awful. It would take a fool to travel through that.
What history would you like?
It just left my brain. I guess
fog.
where the dark fog specifically in the castle.
History with disadvantage. This is going to be exceptionally difficult.
See how this goes. Oh, 13.
The problem isn't that you have no idea what it's talking about. The problem is you have too many ideas what that can fit. There's a lot of dark, spooky castles out there.
Yeah, this sounds like everybody's like generic spooky castle, dark powers, sorcerers type story. It's very vague.
Above game. CG. Is that supposed to be a drawing of a castle on the bottom left corner?
I can confidently tell you that is not a castle. I'll give you that one for free. Based on the context and size that it is given, very far from being a castle. So, as you finish your recollection of the book, Maximus, Shala looks to you and says, "Did you find anything interesting?"
Start with reply with interesting. Star just kind of looks at the others, making sure she's not crazy.
No, you are crazy.
It is a dreadfully boring tale by a mediocre author, but it might give the library some insight into the Vistani people. I would like to keep a hold of this for now in case it has some relevance to OU. Our task...
Wait, hold up. Did the bot just go to OU, our task?
Yeah, I
what?
heard
I
that
think
too.
it sure did.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
confident. Thank you, bot. Also, I would love to point out the beginning insult sounded exceptionally close to "you're a half-rate
You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
Fourth-rate deck.
Yeah.
It's the same cadence.
Based on the information given, I'm going to request that you not take this along. As far as we can tell, the information inside has not been relevant to the map itself. If you find any more solid concrete evidence that seems to support this journal is relevant, then by all means. But just based off hunch alone, Candlekeep would like to keep this for documentation on the Vistani people and perhaps first-hand account.
Can we keep it set aside for time being at the very least? I would hate for it to get filed away while we still are in need of it.
It is under my jurisdiction until this matter is closed, though Owain is more than chomping at the bit to add it to his collection. So, unless... Do any of you have any more questions for Shala, the map, the book, anything?
Not on my side at this point.
Nothing from me.
Nope.
At which point, Shala is going to put the book away, as you all finish your coffees. She is going to trust the lot of you. Best of luck on your adventures. If you need anything before you depart, we may be able to provide assistance. And if that is all, I have another customer to worry about, and she pulls out a dainty little cup pours a tiny bit of coffee into it, puts a lot of sugar into it, and says, "Go and tell little one that his drink is about to be prepared. He can come down now." And she kind of goes back to her business. The four of you.
The bitterness of coffee wasn't so strong to me. That's how I drink it.
Let's change up the music a little bit. Oh, wait. Music swap. Well, you guys are left to your own devices.
Alright, so we can explore Candlekeep basically, or...
For the most part, you have
Okay.
you need to locate the town of Whichway. So
Okay.
you have a couple leads.
I think Libra wants to actually go look for old folk tales. Because the map and everything involved with it, it kind of looks like something that, well, she thinks it's a little adventurous. It's a little bit of something like, oh, this is, it's kind of, the names are kind of like something you'd get out of a story. So maybe there's a story about which way and going that way or this way. Maybe there's a story about the Dark Fog or something related to the Vistani. So if it's a story, and these are people that move around, her thinking is, well, maybe somebody else had to record the story.
That does beg the question. Would Sitara know of any oral stories about the Vistani?
History check.
Natural 20.
You have heard a lot about the Vistani, actually. Although it is secondhand, it is not so secondhand that details are omitted. Based on the information that you've learned about the Vistani, that they are, much like the journal said, traveling folk, very boisterous in nature, very friendly, but outsiders tend to distrust them due to their nature as travelers. For the most part, they're traders, and they live off the land, rather than merchants or the like. They're very close-knit with their communities, and while not suspicious of strangers, rather welcoming of them, in fact, they will tend to prioritize family over outsiders.
So a lot like Furball.
Kinda.
Where are we on the map? On this map?
You are currently located here at the Hearth, the cafe, as it were.
Ah.
A quick recap of the locations of the Court of Air. The Pillars of Pedagogy. This is kind of like the private reading area. There are even silence spells to make sure that nothing is heard while you commit to your reading. Erudite outfitters and clothiers are basically the like what you would imagine to be a standard merchant area in the district. Like you can find the stables, blacksmith, outfitters as previously mentioned. Although the major smithy and stables, although there are small ones over here, the smithy and stables are primarily located over here, near the entrance, as well as a temple dedicated to Ogma nearby, and the House of the Binder, wherein you can purchase copies of existing books from Candlekeep.
Also, what level of healing potion was the potion that we got? Just
one. First level
one?
healing
Okay.
potion.
Is it called the Court of Air because it's open?
Correct.
God dang it.
Where all the air gathers.
Although it's notably the cold air. If you want to go to where all the hot air is being spilled there, it's over in the Hearth.
Yeah. Boo.
Also noted worthing is the Emerald Gate over here, which is the entrance into Candlekeep proper, the Great Library, as it were, and is very heavily guarded. And although you can request a avowed or other member of Candlekeep to go into it, unless you are of a higher rank or looking for something high-end and specific, entry is forbidden.
Dang it.
Yeah, you're not allowed to go behind the desk at your local library.
It's because I forgot to pay off all those book fees, isn't it?
Maximus continues to wiggle his mustache in frustration as we go on our way. There is one thing that keeps bothering me.
Oh, what's that? I mean, there are a lot of things that are bothering me, but I don't think they're related to our job.
Why was the map in the book in the first place?
No, I agree with that. The merchant can't seem to remember where it came from, only that it was just there one moment.
It wasn't in his books. So this wasn't even something he was supposed to ship. Supposedly.
Well, if he's telling the truth, he doesn't know where it came from.
It's not like there's any way to like ask him exactly who came by his card every day. That's so many people, probably. How many hands it's been passed through?
Two things come to mind. The book was abruptly taken from whoever that dreadful author was.
The way it was kind of written at the end, it's a bit like somebody pulled the book away. Which you kind of only happen to get something like that if somebody... She kind of makes a gesture to, like, if someone were to take her own book away from her. Doesn't like that idea. Well, that's not fair, though. Why would they take the book?
Were they trying to take the book, though? Or something else?
Guess begs the question, was the map originally in the book? And they just thought it was shoved in there because it didn't fit? I mean, it belonged to whoever this author was. This she. And maybe she originally had the map. maybe that's where they were going. To which way? Which way they started, I don't know.
Well, the map does say it has treasure on it, so that could be reason enough for somebody.
Especially Vistani, they are travelers. They do need to do commerce sometimes. But I guess the other question is, maybe what if the book wasn't taken from her? What if she was taken from the book?
Above game. CG. Would I need to check anything to see if I have any recollection of the Vistani from my travels?
History check. I will let you know that this to see how much of the information that I already gave to Sitara. How much of that information you retain? Most of it. It's more or less the same information that Sitara got, but you are less familiar, as this has come from like third and fourth hand sources. To you, it's more like a rumor, whereas for Sitara, it's like knowledge.
I guess we won't figure out anything just talking about it. We should probably get going and try and find whatever information we can as a very loud train passes by. I didn't even know there were trains this close.
Maximus sighs slightly. I have a feeling that I will be learning a lot about the Vistani today. Hopefully I can work it into my act.
Okay, but like, what do you do? Like, what are you said you tour? What's that? Damn, it's CG.
I probably travel as much as the Vistani, from Neverwinter to Baldur's Gate, bringing the mystical arts as I go. Maximus poses dramatically while waggling his fingers as a spring of sparks erupt.
Sweet, we've got 2 people on the team that know prestidigitation. We are powerful.
Y'all are the best cleaning crew this side of the Sword Coast.
No amount of viscera will live this.
I was about to say, I was thinking visceral cleanup crew.
Same brain.
Faerun cleanup crew.
Faerun cleaner squad? We'll workshop it.
Candlekeep cleanup crew.
That is better.
Housekeeping!
Housekeeping!
Candlekeeping!
Candlekeeping!
God, I have to look at the map again because I have forgotten.
You would be surprised how well the stories of the mysterious traveling people will do for a crowd who have never encountered them.
Yes, the kid, they were pretty interesting hearing all the stories from my elders and my mom and my dad, but I guess it's the magic is lost upon me as I know way too much.
See, I do agree with what Maximus says. I think stories is the way to go, personally.
Maximus coughs.
That's,
You good there?
Who?
I believe it's Maximus, master of the mysterious arts.
Close enough.
Oh, we are doing full titles then.
Okay, one more time. Give me your full name one more time, and I won't forget, I promise. Sitara will say, looking directly into Maximus' eye.
I am Maximus, master of the mystical arts. He says as a shower of sparks erupt again on CUE.
Maximus, master of the mystical arts. Okay. In her notes, if anyone is looking, it just says Mothma.
Mothma?
Oh.
Sitara has abbreviated it so it's easier to remember. Mothma. It's 1 letter away from everyone's favorite creature.
I would have guessed Ma. 3 M's and an A.
Now No, one kind of kids next door asked name I'm gonna get out of something like King Ghidorah.
I mean, sometimes
Give
people
me
leave out.
time.
CG. TTS chat.
Oh,
Yeah. That'd do it. That would do it.
I'm glad to have shocked and disappointed some of you.
To get us moving, IW want to do some research into the Vistani.
Alright.
In the book, were there any, like, actual specific names of places, or were there just vague tellings?
Vague tellings only. The only proper nouns seem to be the names of the two children.
Mm-hmm. Why is it so hard for people to put down landmarks, damn it?
Is there anything else anyone would like to research in addition to the Vistani?
Well, I'd said earlier I
If
was
they
trying
put
to.
down landmarks, we wouldn't have a job, would we?
Yes, Wand.
I did say earlier that ideally should want to try to research specifically into Vistani stories. Again, the thinking here is that it kind of seems like something that would be like you got the name from a story.
Okay.
And hopefully maybe there's a book with like, I don't know, maybe similar style, or it's like maybe which way is mentioned. Because like some stories have, pictures or maps of like the imaginary place. Because there's nothing to say that it's an actual real treasure map. It could be part of a different book.
Yeah, it's true.
Honse, Sitara, what would you like to do?
Above game, I would like to ask if someone could pull up the map if you could pull up the map again for me, because I closed it like a dum-dum.
It should be shared with everyone. It should be in your
Under
handouts.
handouts.
You're so right. I forget handouts exist.
Hans wants to go. He just doesn't know where to go. You point where, he will get you there. He ain't a riddle guy.
How many of these landmarks, like Three Tree Hill and the Hand and Horn, have I heard of? Or even seen in my travels?
I'll answer that one easily enough. None.
Cool. Got it.
Right now, the question seems to be... So, like... For the sake of brevity... and transparency, I suppose. Right now, we have the landmarks, but they seem localized. The real meat of trying to figure out where exactly to start is trying to locate which way.
I was gonna say that Sitara would probably start researching anything related to these names of like Three Tree Hill, the Hand and Horn, and which way. Like any landmarks that people have spoken about, even stories that might have come from around the area.
All right.
Or maps.
Yeah, because the map was dated to about 300 years back, right? So it's like something like that's probably can only survive in like a vague folktale or story retelling. If it was even real to begin with, obviously.
All right. And Hans is kind of just playing along, following in everyone else's lead.
Yep, until we get into the wilds.
Okay. So, for expediency's sake, let's just go ahead and roll 3 investigations. One of you can get advantage for Hans helping you. Whoever wants it.
I can cast guidance on myself, so I'll be okay.
So roll again, sorry. My brain.
Investigation.
I could use it.
So Sen wants to take the help from Hans then?
Hans help.
Hans help.
Indeed. So, everyone roll an investigation. Maximus, you roll with advantage.
Alright, and
So-
that's a D4.
So it's a 15 for Libra. Maximus is an 18, and Sitara is a 5. All right,
Good roll. Couldn't keep going.
it happens. So we'll start at the top. Maximus, after doing more research on the Vistani, you learn that it seems to be a discussion about some retellings of, strangely enough, a place called the Shadowfell, which you've heard that Vistani are feared and also notable for being some of the few inhabitants of the Shadowfell, in that they are normal people who can travel through it pretty safely. An exceptionally rare oddity. As such, they don't have a real strong presence here in the Sword Coast or even the Material Plane, but they do pass through it from time to time. Libra, you have heard a couple of folktales from Vistani. They're often loud and boisterous and very, personalized. So it's more like, for the most part, Vistani folktales are more like, Large Daniel and his fight with the Stone Maw, and the Borjev brothers' terrible no good day, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that's fun though.
It's fun.
I love that movie.
But in terms of Vistani legends, the ones that seem to be passed down primarily are ones such as this, of specific events that happen in a caravan's storied travels. Occasionally you do find glimpses of something deeper, but it's very rarely focused on. Like a wise old hag hidden deep in the woods of unknowable cruelty or something like that kind of stands out. For the most part, it's kind of like a one-off tone shift compared to everything else. Not much use there. And then we get to Sitara. Sitara, so you have a lot of trouble. You're trying to find books on this place called Which Way, which you have no idea where to start with, and you feel like you're doing pretty good, pretty solid, other than the fact that you can't find a single damn book, because every time that you go, you hear that the book has recently is being looked through by a halfling woman.
Companion.
As you eventually track down this woman to a place in the pillars, you see that the other brooding individual seems to be standing behind her as she's reading over her shoulder. As you enter, she goes, "Oh, sorry, this room is occupied." "Oh, you're the one from earlier."
I just heard that you got all of the books on what we're supposed to be researching, and I thought I'd come and look and see what you found, because, well, I also decided to look in the same area, because I forgot that you said you were going to do that.
Sorry, I got to them first. Oh, dear me, I don't think I've introduced myself. My name is, Weary Earthglow.
Okay, so the actual Weary, or give her that spelling.
Have some spelling.
Dankeschön. Well, hi, Weary. I'm Sitara Arges. Yeah, we didn't really have much time to introduce ourselves. Who's your friend? Behind you? Who's always behind you?
He he scowls in your direction. Oh, don't mind Sebastian. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Is he... You told the race. I forgot.
Is it the human in black leathers?
Yeah, this is the human with the stoic look and the covering of the face.
Oh, the guy who basically got past the 20 inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to write human in leathers, but it was right after writing his name, so I almost just wrote the name Hughes Band.
Hughes Band.
My favorite race in D&D, Huge Band. Okay. Well, nice to meet you, Sebastian. Squint. Before. I mean, I don't mind joining you if that's alright. If you'd rather me not, then I could probably go find the rest of my group, and then we can talk about it later.
Well, I don't think there's too much trouble with that. I just finished up going through everything, so if you would like to go through, and then you see Sebastian just kind of put a hand on Weary. Oh, right then. Apologies. I think Sebastian would like to go.
There's too many people in this room.
His social battery's draining at a rapid rate.
Yeah, understandable when Sitara enters the room.
Yes, here's everything that I've had, bye, as Sebastian is literally dragging Weary away from you.
Can I do another insight?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, natural one.
Oh, no.
Sitara thinks he's just excited about something.
Nope, he's gone. You're not sure what's up his deal is, but hey, you have all this wonderful research material. And it takes you a little bit, but you do manage to go through all of the material, and you do happen to locate Which Way, or rather, the remains of Which Way.
Oh.
If I may direct you to the map, Candlekeep is located here.
Yes.
If you'll please zoom out, Which Way appears to be located nestled between the Far Hills and Darkhold, around here.
To the right. To the right, to the right. Don't kick. Ah, I see the problem. And I hate the pattern that's on the ground, so I'm gonna stop looking at it. Are those like pockmarked patterns? Like around all the mountains.
There's a lot of stuff out to the west. Wood of Sharp Teeth. It sounds like a fun time there.
How do the trees have teeth?
But with an idea of where to go, you all reconvene, and I assume you share this bit of information, Sitara? Hello?
I say, yeah.
Oh, it did not
realize I was in a weird positioning for my mic, which is why it didn't pick me up, because I'm a little bit silly.
Understood. The journey will be lengthy, but for the most part, uneventful.
Hopefully.
Candlekeep is more than willing to loan out some horses for you all. as the travel will take you roughly, based on time, 3 weeks to get there.
Dear God.
No, it'd be a little bit less than that. It would be about 2 weeks to get there on horseback. But I'm not going to make you go through 2 weeks of travel because that's dumb. If we were in a longer campaign, probably. But for a one-shot, we're just going to wave our magic wand and teleport you there.
Hey!
Power of screen transitions.
Wand. Wiggle on wand.
Ah!
And Goodberry to feed us every day.
Yes, excellent.
Yep.
Man, every time I send my crew out into the wilds, they have a good berry. What's the point of rations?
Berry.
I'm a very good guide.
Why is he very?
Very good
Why is he
guide.
so good? Very good.
Very good guy.
Very good.
But
Sweet and
Very
slightly
good.
tangy.
as we make our way to which way?
Oh,
No, it's that way.
Oh,
Eeg.
we're on the map.
You
Oh,
are on
shit.
the map.
The actual
As you
map.
make your way towards which way, you spot the group of adventurers who had not been traveling with you, but instead had been ahead of you this whole time. Currently making their way through the dilapidated remains of what was once a town. All that remains standing are broken carts, empty farms, formerly domesticated pigs generations ago, now wild, and a low mist covering everything in this little valley. And I think this is a wonderful time to take a break. And we're back from the break. Let's hop right back into it. And let's also get some music going.
What break?
Exactly.
The
So what
0.5
music?
second
We-
one.
Been here the whole time.
Yeah, why did you not take the break when I told you to do it? No one
Because I'm a
listens to the
streamer.
DM anymore.
I don't take breaks.
But let's actually get some music going. Turn that down a little bit. The town of Whichway is long since gone, wiped off the map by something, you're not sure. And the prevailing fog of the valley that you have wandered into makes finding your footing a little difficult, but manageable. Up ahead, you see the group of four that were also contracted, standing around. Seem to be talking amongst themselves and thinking.
I want to see if I can, like, put it together a little bit of maybe how this town went out. Like, I guess my first thing was, can I tell how long this has been this to town?
Sure. Investigation or history, your check.
3, 5, fucking hell.
Not a club. Tara's
Cool.
not having a good night.
No.
Oh. Is it so dilapidated that there's basically just walls and like some wood here and then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's rough. Well, you know what though? If it's not painted, maybe there's words carved into some wood still left around, so might as well find something. Or give it our best shot to look for literally anything that is written down. Probably not even gonna find a book. Maybe just like a carved rock or a tree, or if we're lucky, a piece of wood. Like maybe from an old shop or something. So I guess investigation then?
Sure.
Okay.
Would anyone else like to do anything?
Sitara would aid this. I almost said Uma.
Okay, so Sitara's gonna help Okay.
Yeah.
Are we in earshot of the other group?
You are coming up and approaching them, but until you probably call out, they're not paying too much attention to you.
Could I listen in, perhaps, at this distance?
Not at this distance. You would have to get closer.
Ah,
So
Currently-
19.
All right. We're currently about here, a little bit outside the edge of town. With a 19, looking for investigation. So, it's hard to describe. There are definitely no, like, signs or anything, that's for sure. But there are a couple of, some of the older, like, shapes of the rocks. Excuse me. Shapes of the rocks have kept through time. There's signs of, like, a wall and what appears to be a raised, like, rock almost formation with a chamber inside. Looks to be like a kiln or perhaps what remains of a furnace. You can gather that there was a blacksmith here. Other than that, everything else is too much destroyed. Not even destroyed. There doesn't seem to be any sort of destruction nearby. Just seems to be the elements reclaiming the town.
Oh, spooky. I wonder if this place has just been forgotten. It's been so long.
Can I see what the other group is doing from this distance?
They are discussing amongst themselves and talking. A few of them seem to be on lookout. You can probably guess that. You can probably guess that the one in black leathers is on lookout.
Well, they certainly got here in a bit of a... not a hurry. They certainly got here ahead of us.
They did find out where all this was before us, so.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing Sitara wants to do is see if she can even find, like, bones or remains.
Sure.
Excuse me.
Graveyard might be an idea to check.
Oh yeah, or a graveyard, but yeah, actually I'll hold that till we're in town and then see if I can find a graveyard.
Okay.
Thanks, Juan. That was a gooder idea.
It's alright. Because we gotta get in there first.
Yeah. I mean, the moment Sitara sees them, she's gonna run over. Did you guys find anything interesting when you got here before us?
So the halfling looks up. No, sorry, we didn't find anything. Find anything yet? As the dwarf kind of chimes in. You lot took your sweet time.
I'm trying to make sure we had all of our bases covered. I had forgotten and was covering a base that was already covered.
As I assume all of you walk into town.
Yeah.
Are you going to talk to these groupers? Because I think there was some discussion about maybe stealthing.
The other two still, oh, well, I say other two. If Wiley still wants to stealth, it's probably a good time to.
No point now. I just wanted to see if they
Okay.
were saying anything behind our backs.
Hiding anything. Being sneaky.
So as everyone kind of walks into town, the dwarf follows, kind of walks up. I wound up taking off a bit before I properly introduce myself. Name's Lodlin Lava Buster, and she'll offer a handshake for whoever will accept it.
Or will. That is an awesome name.
Thanks. I came up with it myself.
Really? Damn, I was just born with mine. Didn't know
What's
you could
yours?
change your name. Sitara Arges.
That sounds like the
Oh,
right proper name.
So I am not the only one who did that.
Oh, and what's yours?
I am Maximus, master of the mystical arts. He says as sparks start flying out of his palms, on cue.
Right, pleasure to meet you, Maximus, master of the mystical arts. Which one's the middle part of the name? Lovely. You see the orc gentleman in the back kind of curtly address them. Alright, keep your pants on. We're just saying hi.
I think he's one of them folks that, like, has the really long names, you know?
Alright, I've met those types. Yeah. I don't have to say the whole thing every time, do I?
Yes, you do.
Only if you are being polite about it.
That's a 50-50 then. Lovely. Oh, This here stick in the mug back here is Lavinian. He's one of them one-name types.
Good. I'm glad she's going along with the trend.
Then I
Blood?
think I have enough name for the both of us.
Boo.
Alright, so I've got two of you.
Fuck. No. Sitara's gonna do an insight on Lachlan while the other two are introducing themselves.
Go for it.
Well, we're going up. He just grumpy.
Well, Uma.
No, Uma's insight would be better than this, and you know it.
True. He rolled terribly. So, Lavinian in the back is clearly irritated and strangely, like, almost hostile.
Gwyn. Like, she's clearly being playful and joking about how she's squinting at him, but, suspicious.
He's giving the squint to everyone else indiscriminately, but Lachlan does not care, and is still kind of like looking to the other two members of the party who have yet to introduce themselves.
Oh, well, you can call me Libra. Oh, Princess Libra, I suppose.
I'm gonna insight you.
Mm-hmm.
So is Princess the first name, or is that the title?
Oh, that would be the... Sorry, I forget. The title, yes. Libra is the name my mother gave me.
Libra, another one-namer. There's a lot of elves in this party. I wonder how that happened.
Tara, correct. Where are all the elves in the party?
No, elves, not elves.
Oh, elves. Okay. That,
We got
ironically,
Lachlan Lava.
That's literally what I was just thinking out of character,
Yeah.
though.
And you, Horseman. You don't happen to have a name that starts with an L, do you?
No. Name's Honse Olo, acquirer of ancient antiques and anthologies.
Okay, now, do I have to say the whole name for you?
Honse Olo is fine.
Alright, two-namer. Great.
Damn it, I just got it.
CG.
Yes.
Can I insight, Wiley?
Sure, what what do I roll?
Why don't you go ahead and roll your own deception stats, Wiley?
Am I trying to deceive though?
I don't know. Where's this joke going?
I just want to know what to roll.
Are you being truthful about your full name and title?
Are you being truthful about whatever Senna's trying to insight?
Yeah, I was gonna say this as part of my intro, but I kind of missed the opportunity.
Olo never misses.
Not so, I'm Olo.
You know who you are. And I hate you.
I am being serious. When people talk about acquiring relics and that kind of thing, that's usually code for thievery.
Okay. Sorry, it was the fact that it sounded like you were inciting Wiley specifically. Yes, if you would like to incite Honse, you can.
Oh no.
Remember correctly, it's a persuasion check for Wiley?
If I'm being honest.
Yeah, if you're being honest.
Yeah, generally.
That is my weaker... Well... I was gonna say that's
then.
my weaker of the two, but natural 20 for 22 does otherwise.
That's a hell of a pair of rolls right there.
Yeah.
So
If you took sides of Maximus's roll, you would get Honse's roll.
you want to know the truth? He's just being fucking smug and like big full of himself. So he wants a longer title. It is not in mockery, it is... I am also great and extravagant. Yes, totally. And it is all over his face.
Can I test something, CG?
Sure.
I am going to say a few words.
After you.
Nod if you understand.
If that's Thieves' Cant, I would understand, but a character would. But I, as a player, am dumb.
It is.
And he will nod. Or do the proper reply, I don't know Thieves' Cant.
Good to know, he says in common.
Above game. I like the idea that, what is it? Thieves' Cant is just ham boning.
It's the arm wailing from Stan in Monkey Island. Or whatever the salesman's name is.
Nah, it's, this specifically. But I still need to expose more people to that show and the DuckTales reboot sometime. But that is neither here nor there, and something I will accomplish at a later date. So, as Maudlin kind of goes, oh, you know, I haven't seen one of them horse types in a long time. How is it that you got invited? Enough, Maudlin. Lavinian just kind of like storms forward. We are wasting time. All right, fine. Good lord. Okay. At the very least, let's tell them. Tell them if you want. I'm leaving, and so are the rest of us. And the half-orc begins to walk away. The man in leathers, just without a word or even an emotion, turns and follows. And you see Weary just kind of like looking in mouth the words, sorry. and follows along. Bloodline rolls her eyes and looks back. Okay, fine. You know what? Here's the short version. So we're gonna follow this treasure trail, right?
Well, it is a map with supposedly treasure at the end of it.
Uh-huh. Well, Lavinian seems pretty gung-ho about getting there first and stealing everything that's nailed down. Seems to convince the other two to go along with. Me, I don't really care. But it seemed a little unfair to just dump that on you and skedaddle. So, yeah, I'm gonna go join them. Make sure they don't get into any trouble. I guess best team win. Bye. And she just zooms away.
So it's a race. Well, or at least they seem to think it is.
So much for a team of 8 in cooperation.
Well, I guess the gold split 8 ways wasn't good enough for them. That's sad.
I feel like racing kind of ruins the purpose of trying to find what Candlekeep wants us to find, you know?
Especially if it's a book, because if it's a book, well, if you're rushing through the treasure, you might ruin the book. Oh.
It's that, you might miss it, you might destroy it, like...
You just run over it? Oh no, we have to get there first now if we're going to save the book.
You could completely miss that it's, like, trapped or cursed.
That's true. I mean, it's a treasure map. Maybe the evil is to evil thieves should beware.
Please,
It would be a right shame.
It would be a shame if...
I didn't
If their
think
story
about it.
became a cautionary tale.
Exactly. I was going to say that I wasn't going to heal them because they're on the opposing team. But I guess I don't technically want them to die, so...
Maybe heal them a little bit.
if we feel... Well, if they're in trouble and, you know, they can't handle whatever's up ahead, if there's even anything up ahead, we could always, you know, help them out. You know, but we should probably get ready to catch up again. First it was which way, then we have to go this way. She kind of points down the trail. And then I think after that, it's the hand and the horn. Past 3 Tree Hill, and then from there...
to the wood bridge. And then, looking at it artistically, the scorch of the red worm is a little how do I put this? Dragon?
Oh, it looks like a smoke. Looks like a dragon made out of smoke.
I didn't want to say it while we were in Candlekeep, because I didn't want to like freak anyone out, but
Ooh. Oh, that reminds me of an
The red
adventure
worm?
I went on once, but it's okay. If there's anything exciting up ahead, we'll get to see it too.
I want
Right.
to look around the city before we move ahead. Make sure they
Aye.
didn't miss anything.
I was going to suggest the same thing.
Oh, that's true. I mean, they're rushing ahead, so we can spend a little bit of time and then we can catch up.
We can see them on the map right now, running away. We can see their tokens moving.
Meanwhile, thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
If you guys would like to continue investigating the place, you can. I will need investigation checks from all of you.
Can 2 people roll with advantage because we give them aid?
I'll allow it.
Okay. I've got a pretty high investigation.
I've got
And
a
I can
plus
also-
1.
I can... Oh, and I can also cast guidance and still receive the advantage, right? So,
Yes.
okay, we can do that. And...
Roll again.
Yeah, and then... Trying to... Mouse is slow. And hold on, that's... It's a D4 for guidance. So 22 on the higher one.
Who wants to do the other investigation roll with advantage?
Not me. Intelligence is not my thing.
So I guess Hans can help out Maximus.
That's a
It is
13.
insight.
Oh, that is an insight, yeah.
Investigate.
Oh, yeah, investigation. Yeah.
Oh no.
I'll take
Oh wait,
that
it's
11.
advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Maximus, you look around. Honestly, there's not a lot to this place. There was maybe something here, at least even 50 years ago, but all of the wooden buildings are rotted, all of the stone structures are crumbling. The main thing that Libra takes away is, as you investigate this area, you do notice very faded signs of, like, how do I put this? Claw marks attacking stone and, like, dents in structure. But it doesn't seem... It seems more damaging to the structures than, like, an attack, not focused. Based on your observations and your investigations, you can determine that the town was likely abandoned due to constant monster attacks. But this was, again, based on what you know about the map, probably the realm of like 100+ years ago. So you're not sure if the monsters are still around her. And you're not even sure what kind of monsters they may be.
It's just not something that you would get from like a bear or just some packs of wild wolves or something. It's
Right.
like definitely a monster, just don't know enough about it, and it's been forever.
Right, and you're not even sure if it's just one.
Because everything is also so run down that it's hard to tell, but she'll bring her findings to the others, and I guess this is just a reminder that we need to be careful because we don't know what's ahead. So we
Well-
don't know if there's anything dangerous ahead, but that's alright. If we travel in a group, and they're traveling in a group too, so they might find it first.
Which means we can get the kill. Sweet. Got it.
Man, Sitara is a chaosing motherfucker. Instant report.
Report mid, still
Yes.
kill.
50 DKP.
No support.
Sitara would stream snipe and then gaslight you that she didn't.
Actually,
Support
there
tries
is
to
a
carry.
good chance for. So what's the terrain like ahead of us? Because it's like, is it like hilly, mountainy over there that way?
Grassy plains.
Grasslands would be most appropriate at this juncture, but it seems to be the end of a amount of grasslands that you are traversing through, and you are starting to come up on some hilly forested area.
Ooh, I do have one thing before we go because I forgot. Furbolgs have this. I have limited communication with beast plants and vegetation. What is just like a little bit out of the city as we're on our way out? What's the vegetation or plants like?
Somewhat decently tall grass. Would appear to be the occasional, like, empty field, now overgrown, in quotes, with pumpkins.
Gourding things.
Yeah, Gordian knots. As opposed to garlic knots. If someone doesn't make that, I'd be terribly disappointed, by the way. The forest off in the distance appears to be pine. So bit of a eclectic group of plants and vegetation nearby.
Nope, not Uma. Come on, brain. I know they're wearing the same colors, but come on. Sitara would kind of bend down to some of like the grass and bushes nearby and just kind of mumble to them, mostly asking like if they have, which direction have they seen like monsters nearby? if any at all?
They do not reply.
Well, I asked the plants, and it doesn't seem like there are any nearby, but I only have so much. I can only talk to them a little. So I don't know if my question was too complicated or not.
Just as a justification, they can't talk back to you. It's
Yeah.
Speech of the beast in light and leaf is much easier with animals than it is plants.
Yeah. That's like, it's always can try. There are certain, you never know.
Oh, that's
there
fair.
might be something in the grass.
Is
Or
that
off. Yeah.
Alright.
Nice for me.
Based on about the time you took, you all make your way to the Hand and Horn in the course of probably about an hour. I need to roll something. Okay. Then some more things. Okay. So, as you reach the Hand and Horn, you can see it pretty far off in the distance, and it's no small wonder that it was named as such. Although the horn is a tall spire that you can only really see the horn part of it at certain angles and at the certain light as it catches in this early afternoon. The hand is much more identifiable. A large stone outcropping with what appeared to be about 4 fingers on it. Not enough for a full hand, even including the thumb, but it's pretty close considering it's a rock formation. You can see that the outcroppings of these 2 bits are probably about 50 feet in height, though there seems to be ridges along each of them that could allow for someone to climb up if they so chose.
I would like to climb.
All right.
Take a good look around.
Okay.
All right.
Guidance for you. She doesn't want you to fall.
So, unless you have something special, I'll need an athletics check to climb the rock.
I have a climb speed
Oh, you do you?
equal to my
Story
movement.
work.
Yes. Movement is 40.
You're pretty fast, and you're pretty sure-footed despite having hooves. Hold on. For an idea of what Honse is doing, allow me to introduce a classic for you in chat text.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
As
He's a goat.
Honse is surprisingly deftly finding all of the outcroppings, and odd as it seems, walking between each of them in a manner that looks like he is just spiraling up the hand. So, Honse, as you get to the top of the hand, you are able to get a pretty good view of the valley below. Moreover, you're able to see into the forest, which is your next destination. And you can see a rather growing amount of fog in that forest. Whereas it was kind of beneath your feet when you were in which way, it seems to be accumulating the closer that you get to the river. And it is up to probably about 3 feet tall, this fog, when you, based on the guess that you can figure from where you are.
Cast detect magic.
All right,
Just
detect
to
magic.
see if there's anything around.
All right, detect magic. Are you ritual casting this?
No.
Okay, just casting of detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
You tap into the surrounding area looking for any signs of the weave, but there is none. This is a natural place. get a few pings from your allies, but that's about it.
I quickly need to run get water. I'll be running right back.
Okie dokie. Other than your pretty good view, Honse, you do happen to notice a fair bit of smoke off towards the south. Not sure what that's about.
Wait, here?
It's going
Oh,
the
there.
south, but I'm assuming there, yeah.
I thought I
Yeah.
saw something here.
No, that was me accidentally pinging.
Ah,
Magic around here, so that's good at least. I think, maybe. It might be worse that there's no magic.
speaking of magic, you hear a message in your brain.
Ah!
You see the foggy woods, and beyond that, there's smoke. You can respond to this message.
Okay, cool. Please come down safely. I don't want you to get hurt. There's no magic here. Is that good or bad? She just keeps going. She's still talking when you come down.
By the time he gets back, he'll say,
Do you see the other group?
"That's a good question. God?"
Roll me a perception check. This one's gonna be tough.
Perception. Oh, come on. That's a 13?
There's a lot of trees and fog in the way.
It's hard to see through all the trees and the fog.
Oh, I know. And she's going to call her familiar owl.
Alright.
And you see a white feathered owl sort of kind of come flying from somewhere nearby. And it has it looks like it's got a professor's cap on. Sort of something with like a little, what's it called? Like a little cord on top of it.
I also
Okay.
don't know what that's called.
It's like the thing that's on like a graduation cap or whatever. You know
Tassel?
what I mean? The
Yeah.
tassel, yeah. Tassel. Fucking
The
words.
brain forgot word tassel. It's okay.
Here, a little owl.
Yeah.
He's not quite as dapper in his token, but he's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So Owl is going to actually, she's gonna ask Professor Bookmark, could you please help Hans look around?
I'm Bookmark? Oh.
Professor Bookmark.
Woohoo!
Woohoo.
And so, since Hans already rolled, I'm gonna need a perception check from an owl. So I'm gonna have to look
Okay.
up an owl.
I've got the stat block in the compendium for 2024. It's telling me +5 perception. And a dark vision of 120 feet. Which, thankfully, I could also use the familiar thing of look through the eyes. So,
Understood.
Yep.
Alright,
so
we'll do a
D20 plus 5.
5.
Yeah. And I can't. Yeah. Alas,
Unfortunate.
the owl's kind of just flying around, but yeah.
It's been out in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, Professor Bookmark gave it his best shot.
What time of day is it?
It's roughly about, it was about noon when you guys made it to Which Way. It is now about, 1 o'clock.
So
Well, I
after
guess we
coming
gotta
out of
move
it,
on.
Yeah, because she'll come out of it and she'll say, "I'm sorry, I couldn't make out anything new. We should probably just catch up." There's only one thing worse than a foggy forest, and that's a foggy forest at night.
Indeed.
That's smart.
As
Let's
you,
go.
You all,
Go ahead.
Oh. What'd you say?
Then we should move quickly.
I was just saying, go ahead.
Alright. So, you all make your way to the forest. As you enter the forest, the fog begins to curl around the trees, obscuring the stumps below and the roots underneath, thankfully. But you can feel the tough ground and the nettles at the bed of earth underneath your feet. The pine trees offer a solace from the sun, bright as it is overhead. And you feel as though, even though it is midday, it almost feels like it's approaching nighttime. But it is merely a trick of the canopy. That being said, as you do approach into this darker area, I am going to need perception checks from all of you. Wait, hold on. Sorry. Survival.
I am okay at this. 7.
I don't suppose an open flame would be a bad idea in the woods.
I was
Light.
about to ask, is the darkness to the point where it's hard to see, or is it just like, oh, my eyes are confused?
Your eyes are confused.
Okay.
Okay.
It was not a just
Magical
darkness.
darkness.
That's another 13.
Trained in this, but okay.
On the way, Libra is just going to make a comment about how, "Oh, this reminds me of the enchanted forest near home. Oh, I got lost in it when I was very little, and that was not fun to get out of."
Trying to
Deep.
listen while making her own map. Go ahead.
Libra, with your experience that you had as a youth, you are able to guide everyone else who was having a little trouble with this maybe not enchanted forest. And you are able to guide them out the other side. You do not see the other party, however, as you approach the other side.
Huh. Well, we got out, but where are they? Did they already run ahead?
Maybe. I don't. Maybe they got lost.
Well, should we turn back? Should we wait for them, or should we just keep going?
It would be a right shame if they were lost, but they did insist on this being a contest.
That's true. I mean, they look really capable, though. I mean,
They
one of
do.
them looks like they can, get around in very spooky places. You've got the big, strong fellow. You've got the dwarf, and they're going to do all the work of keeping everyone's spirits up. And the halfling, hopefully she can give them some light. I mean, they seem capable and they work together, right?
Then it sounds like they can handle themselves.
Hopefully they don't run into monsters, but I don't know about you, but I didn't see or feel anything. Maybe it's just a little foggy. Huh.
Hear anything?
No, it's kind of just regular woods, I think, right?
Yeah.
EG, I would like to try something.
Yes.
So, message doesn't require me to, see them. I just have to point toward a creature. It has a range of 120
What's the
feet.
distance on message? Alright. I'm gonna let you know that 120 feet is probably going to just barely get into the wood.
Ah,
You can go back a little bit and try, but if you want to keep going, you can. You can also go back to do your message. It might set you back a little bit, it might not, depending on how progressed the other party is.
Never mind then.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
As you continue your way, confident that the other party can handle themselves, you approach Three Tree Hill, which served as a bit of a marker to get you through the forest. But as you approach the river, you begin to notice an unfortunate situation. Mud. A lot of mud. I mean a lot of mud near this river. I'm going to need all of you, as you make your way out of the forest and head out towards close to the bridge and the river, I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit.
For me. Oh.
Unfortunate. Honse, Maximus, the two of you are no strangers to the road. And Honse, in particular, the mud has very little bearing on you and your hooves. However, the mud is not very... You're used to more solid ground, Sitara, and you accidentally get stuck in a patch, trip and fall over. And then, Libra, you see this, and you go to help them, and you wind up catching a little bit of your dress, and also wind up sinking a little bit into the muck. You are both currently, for lack of a better term, grappled, and your movement speed is 0 until you get outside, or out of the mud.
I hate mud.
Honse will take his rope out.
I can't get it on my book. She's gonna hold her book above her head, just trying to wiggle, struggle.
No, the pages, they must be preserved.
I will die, but the book will stay. The book must tell my story.
There a tree nearby?
Priorities.
Or something
There's plenty
solid?
of trees if you head backwards. Go ahead and roll me a perception if you want to find... Probably a rock would be more likely in this immediate area.
Yeah, just
There
something
are
to tie.
3. In fact,
Yeah, if you want to go up the hill.
22.
Three tree hill.
Okay. Yeah, there just so happens to be a there happens to be a fairly chunky outcropping rock nearby, and you're able to, with your sure-footedness, you're able to tie it to the rock, and you throw it to the both of them. I would like the both of you to make athletics checks with advantage to get out of the muck.
17. Finally. 19.
Oh,
Nice.
thank God for advantage.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Holy.
yeah, holy shit.
With the anchor, it's no problem to pull yourselves free. You do feel like the section of the muck might have grabbed a little bit more than you would have liked, but you're able to free yourself before you go too deep, and you just kind of grab any belongings that might have fallen in.
Just furiously trying to clean herself up. Just poof, poof, poof. Press the digitation.
As you make your way out and start making your way towards the river, you all look back to see that the other group has made their way out of the forest, and all of them deftly navigate the mud there's a moment where Weary seems to almost take a tumble, but Sebastian kind of pulls her forward. But because they did not have to stop to rescue their comrades like you did, you are essentially now neck and neck. They're back behind you by maybe about 20 feet. You can hear conversations. Not conversations, but you can hear murmurings from most of them. Though you can definitely hear Laudlin's side of the conversation. And it's like, I did not get lost in there, you got lost in there. Well, duh, because I came out first. Oh, fuck you.
Sitara's gonna turn around and yell back. I mean, technically, she's correct. She is the one who came out first. For walking ahead.
You don't hear this next part, but you see Lavinian just kind of smack his head, and then Laudlin looks over to you and gives the double thumbs up.
Yeah. Double thumbs up back before walking away, kind of gremlin pose, just because covered in mud.
You now, however, approach the river, which would normally be an easy crossing. I mean, easy crossing. The wooden bridge there, that was probably there about 100 years ago. All that's left are wooden stumps.
I mean, at least we can get in the water after being covered in mud and wash it off. Unless the river's running too fast. What's the river looking like?
And how wide is it?
Yeah.
So the river is probably about 30 feet across. You can't tell how deep it is, but there does seem to be a current. You're not entirely sure how strong it is without checking more in depth.
Stick in there.
Alright. So you put the stick out, at least by the shoreline. Manageable. Maybe comes up to your ankles. You can't speak for how deep the center of the river is, though.
I'm gonna throw it out in, like, well, as far into the middle of the river as I can to get, like, a good sense of the current.
Okay. So you throw the stick into the middle of the river. The river has the stick gently floating downstream. It doesn't seem to be a fast current, but it does seem to be a current. Unless something were to happen to you, or something untoward would take place, you're pretty confident that you can. Brace yourself against it.
Could I roll survival to see if there are any hungry creatures in the water?
Sure. I'll go ahead and say that this is probably a perception more than a survival.
Gladly.
I'm gonna ask my owl to help
Aw.
Hans.
Oh.
It's a little late to help Hans, but if you
Oh.
would like to roll a perception with your owl, you may do so.
Okay, that's all right.
Only one off anyway. There you go.
Oh. Yeah.
I'll find Professor Bookmark.
You send Professor Bookmark out to circle and look around, and as Professor Bookmark goes out, he seems to spot something. He takes a quick dive. He returns up into the air and comes back. As you have been watching through Professor Bookmark, you have seen no sign of any major trouble. However, when you come back, you do notice that Professor Bookmark has a little something in his talon when he lands on top of your shoulder.
Sitara turned to to Honse and be like, I think I can probably do the rope trick again to help us get over to the other side a bit safer. If someone wants to go through first and then just throw the rope back to help us get across.
Okay.
CG, can you humor a dumb idea?
Possibly.
Those are great.
What is the status of the stumps?
Rotten.
Unreliable.
Imagine, so there's signs of what used to be a bridge-like step way going forward, and there are a bunch of like rotten stakes in the water still there, but for what's on the other side of the shore, where you are, everything seems to be, let's just say, the bugs have moved in.
Bugging before we got here.
Would it be enough to support my weight for a brief moment?
I would say possibly. You would have to be very quick if you want to balance on these things, though. I may require a check.
CG, can I use a class ability?
I don't know, can you? I don't know what you're doing, so I'm not being coy. I'm actually asking. Not coy. What's the word I'm looking for? Whatever.
Coy was close enough.
Rhetorical, or I don't know.
Facetious.
Oh yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, I think it would be facetious.
As my sister said, fascidious.
Alicia.
The disability is. I almost said was. Like it's happened yet.
By the way,
Uh-huh.
Libra, you never checked to see what Professor Bookmark had.
Oh yeah, I was just waiting to, so I wouldn't talk in the middle of people doing things. But what did they get? Since you did mention there was something in the talons that they kind of scooped up.
You look, and they have a lollipop in their talons, and they immediately put it into their mouth.
No!
Oh, damn it! Actually, a lollipop?
Well, I mean, there's also a little bit of chocolate in the center of it. It seemed very impatient about wanting to get to the center of it.
Damn.
These were all based off vibes.
Oh, that's alright. No, she's gonna gently pat some feathers. Just like, you know. You did a good job, Professor Bookmark. Oh. Woohoo, indeed.
Lollipop, dude.
Let's see, how would they approach this? Probably.
Again, I guess it would have to be Honse who would go across, because they probably have the best strength.
So, while that's going on, the other group has kind of caught up to you. You see as Weary and Laudlin both kind of greet you. Laudlin vigorously, and Weary just kind of gives a gentle wave. Lavinian looks like he is pissed. Sebastian looks like he is Sebastian.
There.
So what they're going to do is a little different, if you'll permit me. While you guys take your time to figure out while I go through this scene. If something happens, you can react, but for now, try to think. Let me do some rolls for them. I lost my place. Okay. Ooh, not good.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, weird as it seems, they attempt to ford the river. It gives you a little bit of an idea of what's going on. And most of them seem to be holding up okay, but Sebastian seems to take as they enter into the river, they stop treading and they begin swimming against the current. Sebastian seems to take a bit of a bad, falter while on transit. He accidentally brushed against something that he wasn't expecting and lost his momentum while swimming.
Oh no.
He's fine. So he flounders for a little bit, and the stream starts to carry him a little bit, but he regains his composure, and he does cross to the other side.
Claps.
So they have decided to ford the river, and they have made it across. How strenuous it was for them, you're not quite sure, but they seem to be all right.
So what is this class ability, Sen, you were thinking of using?
Sin.
Otherwise, I can imagine we could just use the rope. We have an owl who can fly across, so...
We do have an owl who can just fly across. I'm too big.
Woohoo!
we can just tie a loop.
A lollipop, he's feeling great.
We can do that. I had a way to cross if the stumps went the whole way.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So I guess we want to use the owl and then the rope trick, and then
The owl just tie it to a tree or something.
It worked for the bog.
oh, but I mean, what's on the other side that we could do that with? Is there anything solid looking on the other side?
Theory tree. Our good friend Tree.
Oh, just tree. Okay, that's fine.
I'll let that one go for free. There is Tree.
Tree.
Okay. So, there is a bit of a problem with this plan.
Owl know how tie knot.
Owl no have thumb.
Exactly.
Can make
So-
a smiled knot.
I mean,
Maybe?
we can tie the knot on our end and then have just the loop, but the problem is what
Oh,
does
you
the
want to
loop
try
go
to bring the
onto?
loop over to the other side and then
Yes,
secure it on something,
Yeah.
I guess, or
that's the idea.
Yes. That would be smarter.
I didn't convey it as well.
Words
Okay.
hard.
Roll me a flat d20 for how good this the good professor does at this particular task. It's not going to be the DC is going to be lowered because of your guys' efforts.
Oh, good. Discord is having a fit.
So
So-
I didn't hear anything. I heard every 10th syllable when you tried to explain what happened
Yeah,
with
it happened
the roll.
right
Okay.
after the roll.
Yeah.
So I didn't say too much other than your professor is a smart cookie and got the big brain bird. So it successfully ties the rope, brings it back over to you, and one by one you are able to cross without issue. However, a downside of this is that because you took the safe route, which negated the rolls you had to do, but it did lose you a little bit of time. All right. As you continue your way, the forest that you had left, the sun is setting. It's getting to be about, with all the traveling you've been doing, another several hours have passed, and the sun is beginning to dip, casting a rather lovely shade of orange against these rather leafy trees that I don't know the genus of. But you also notice as you travel through that a lot of the leaves on the trees are sooty, for lack of a better term. Splotches of black here and there that rub off with the slightest touch, leaving a smear upon your hand of any who picks up and looks at it. You can kind of see why. Forward ahead is what appears to be a hill of some sort, but it's like a blasted heath. The center of the hill has been burnt open and is constantly breathing smoke. This appears to be the scorch of the red worm. While you are unsure about how it got that name initially, you can see that the name is still apt. What do you do?
Sorry, say that last thing one more time for me, CG.
Where'd I leave off?
Like the very last sentence. I get distracted by turning downstairs.
You can see that you are unsure about how this may have gotten its name, but you are very sure that it is apt.
Okay.
How
Making sure I heard correctly.
how wide is this hill? Wide to go around?
You can go around, but it will take some time.
What does it smell like?
Soot. It doesn't smell like anything's burning, for lack of a... Like, it does not smell like there's something cooking inside, or something is... or like... wood is turning to ash. It just kind of smells like a burnt-out fireplace. The smoke itself doesn't seem to be so thick that it poses an immediate danger, but it might pose trouble if you pass through in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Are we right next to the river right now?
Yes. This one heads south, different from where the map is taking you, however.
Is it getting close to night at this point?
You are probably about at sunset.
Okay. Can anyone here not see in the dark? Raise a hand if you can't see in the dark.
Honse will raise his hand, but there is fire in his hand.
I have candles.
Yeah. Libra is gonna raise her hand.
Hold on. Nope, I didn't click the right thing. Hold on. That is the wrong thing. Up one. There we go. That's what I meant to click. Eyes of Night.
Ah.
Yeah. So I
Equal
can
to your
do,
wisdom mod. Yeah.
so I can
Now
do
get us
that,
all.
but it'll only last us for like an hour. So do we want to like work towards getting past this area and then camp? Because like it might take longer than an hour.
Save it for emergencies.
Right. Like if we need, in case there's something in the dark or at night.
I would skip camping. We are in a race.
But like, if we get caught in a situation where we're tired, like, that's gonna be worse than just losing the race, you know? Also, it's only a race between us groups. It's not a race for Candlekeep.
Yes, it is. Remember, he said he is stealing everything.
Belongs in the museum.
Russian, they're gonna make mistakes. Not worried that too much, I guess.
How about we rest if they rest?
It's a good plan.
All right. What time is it, by the way?
Good God.
Uh-oh, were you talking?
Sorry, I was rolling some stuff. It's about, the sun is setting, but it's not quite there yet. It's started to go orange.
Okay, so we have time to get around.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
I think we can manage it.
Yeah. This
Maybe we
is
should
just
go through it.
so you guys are aware. I mean, we can probably like wet some cloths to put them over our mouths so we don't inhale too much of the smoke.
Yeah, that's why I asked if we were by the river. Honse is gonna wet
Yeah.
some fabric.
And we'd all have matching cloths.
Like that brooding,
Hopefully.
covered face.
Yeah! He understands.
My most wholesome group is forming a gang.
God.
Oh no, led by a former
only about
professional
time.
thief. Two of them, perhaps.
So do you
Are we
wanna...
the most wholesome?
To be determined, but I can 100% guarantee you're more wholesome than our previous group.
For now.
Look at
For
that
now.
face. You're telling me
I-
that's not a wholesome face.
Y'all,
yes,
I
compared to
don't.
Solaire.
Yeah, I was about to say, y'all don't hold a candle to Solaire. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
No one does. He's from
Anyway.
Avernus.
Anyhow, do we want to go
Yeah.
around then, or
We said we wanted to go through. We were just gonna wet some cloths to put over our mouths to make it less likely to, take damage from smoke inhalation.
Reduce gagging.
okay?
Okay.
Over the mouth and nose.
All right then. If y'all are traversing through, then go ahead and roll me. First, I would like you to roll me as you enter the smoke perception checks to see if you can navigate your way through the other side.
I also have guidance, because why the fuck not?
I'm gonna have my owl help me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I gave myself guidance. Fuck you, roll 20.
Yeah.
You
All
won.
I
God
forget if
damn it!
I forget if I can declare guidance after.
I prefer before, but I'm gonna let you know you don't need the guidance. You
Okay.
don't need the guidance though, but unfortunately, almost every one of you are able to maintain your way. Sitara, you unfortunately stumble around a little bit more. So I would like all of you to roll me Constitution saving throws with advantage.
Okay.
Sitara, because you are running around a little bit more than the others, your DC will go up.
15.
Did I? So that's a 21 for mine. Jesus.
You all did splendidly. The use of the wetted claws to cover your mouth was an excellent idea, as by giving you something to breathe through, you are able to make it to the other side, and you are actually able to almost make it. No, you do, I would say. You see the group ahead of you who did take off through the smoke earlier, but they're not moving as fast as they have been before, and regularly they take stops to kind of breathe in as you all approach them. Do you say anything?
I mean, the mask is still over Sitara's mouth, so she smile as much as she can. It'd be pretty obvious that she's smiling as she just waves as they walk by.
They somehow know Honse is still super smug underneath that fabric.
You got. They don't. Okay. Hans, they know you're smug because you could do the one eyebrow thing. So you got that cocky look with the one eyebrow raised.
Hey, CG.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Sparkles.
Sparks as we go by.
So they did the con save too. Their rolls were a 2, a 1, a 2, and a 1.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Well, now we know whose rolls I ate.
Damn.
Yeah, right?
Jesus Christ.
So as Maximus, as you go by, a couple of them are coughing, a couple of them are not, and they're just kind of like taking a time out. You see, you see Lodlin kind of give a hearty, like, big over-the-arm wave. You see Riri giving a polite short wave. You see Lavinian give the finger. And then you see Lodlin kick him in the kidneys. And then he drops the finger and he crosses his arms before going into a coughing fit.
Oh shit.
When he's not looking, Sitara will flip him off.
Damn.
You know, look, if he wants to be mean, I'm gonna be mean.
Libra just looks confused.
As you approach the ends, if you'll permit me, there's a little bit more. and then we're going to call it a night.
All right.
As you approach the building, it appears to be a kind of rundown chalet. You can see a graveyard out in the front, or out in the back. The building and stonework has held up over the years, and in fact, the iron gate around the graveyard continues to hold fast. Many of the windows, though rusted, maintain their frame. And as night begins to fall, you can see the last of the sunlight beginning to dip out as clouds roll in. You make your way up to the front, and following up behind is, coming in second, the other group. Still coughing a little bit. But Lachlan and Weary approach. And they're going to say, sorry, it seems like we came in second. Yep. I think we lost. So, I guess that means you get the right to go in first. Get anything that you really want out of the place. We'll be following, of course, probably about a 5-minute head start or something. You see, sorry?
Sitara's gonna insight.
Alright, which one are you inciting? Because you have
well,
4
it has-
targets.
I was gonna
So Winnie's the
insight.
halfling, and then the dwarf is the
Oh.
one who's
Oh.
the big talker, I think.
I'm sorry. Let me roll again without advantage.
The dwarf is the big talker. Weary is the one who has been, kind of like apologizing all the time.
Weary.
Yeah, Weary.
16. I thought I clicked.
Sure, I'll allow that 16. Whatever. Did anyone else want to do anything with this, or was it just, Sitara? I'll take just...
I will.
Okay. Insight and on who? Also, who was your insight aimed
I
at?
want to incite the orc.
Oh yeah, because that's the one who they said was gonna try to get at everything.
Yeah.
Mine was at Weary.
Alright. Weary. Weary seems to be, as apologetic as ever. You feel like you caught a little something, just like, about her demeanor, but you can't really pin it down. Like something... Perhaps there's something deeper, but without bringing up or talking more or, letting her share something, you have no way of determining what it is. Insight on the orc. Let's go. He's tough to read. He rolled pretty decently.
He's just a bitch.
Without knowing more, I can probably describe him as bitter but acquiescing. Again, that's all I can give without more. But
Well, I mean,
Lachlan...
at least...
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just saying, well, I mean, it'll be significantly easier for you guys if we go first. We'll find all the traps and all that. So, like, technically, you're getting the easy route.
You get all the treasure, too. The orc rumbles.
Look, if you weren't a dick about it, I would have said that we could share.
Don't worry. He's just talking about his unbruised... He's just talking out his unbruised kidney. My what? Oh! And that's now his other bruised kidney. Y'all forgive him. He's not very sociable. But yeah, as Lavinian is being a little little party pooper in a sour spot, y'all are allowed to, and you all are given free range to enter the chalet first to begin your treasure hunt. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Ooh, we got here.
Hey,
We did it.
you made it, guys.
Guys, the adventure is over. We never have to come back. Imagine we just go out there, accept the quest, go out there, and don't come back.
Yeah, we're just like, you hired us to be cartographers. I don't know what you wanted.
I don't know what you wanted. We sent the maps. If you didn't get them, that's on you.
Shame you guys didn't have a guide.
Yeah. Damn. Sucks, I guess.
It belongs to the museum. What belongs to the museum? I don't know, but whatever's in there belongs to the museum.
Not if I have it.
It belongs in
I'm
a library.
the museum now.
It belongs in a library. The only problem with saying that line is you can't shout it. It belongs in a library. Shh. Oh, sorry. Belongs in a library.
Belongs in a library.
I cast message. It belongs in a library.
Yeah.
But why don't we start sending it around the horn? I roll dice. Determine who goes first. Fine.
Ah! Hi, that was me. I played Sitara. Our very, very... There's a word for it, but it's not coming to me. There's a word for what Sitara is.
Hometown.
Well, we'll say that. She's she likes people. We'll start there. And we'll get to see more of her next time, hopefully. But I am the FlusteredBun. Once again, you can find me in the places that are called the Blue Sky and the Ko-Fi where my art is. Sometimes on Tumblr and YouTube as well. Some other times on the Farting Tarts channel on Tuesdays with the CG that is here, playing Uma for Rascals and Ravniker. And then not this Friday because it's Valentine's Day and we have things to do. But next Friday on the Pathfinders Pod channel where I am evil and I kill people for my job. But also for fun. For the Choco Fox Hell's Vengeance campaign. But that's me. I don't know, roll the dice again. I like the dice randomness, unless it gets me again.
Well, let's see. Wiley.
Hello, you can find me at WileyIsWilly on Twitch. I do randomizers, mostly Zelda, sometimes Castlevania. Otherwise, I'll be around other streams. Oh, also every other Sunday. I keep forgetting. I also do co-op with Helix X. Or Zelda, big surprise. Apart from that, you can find my music on YouTube and Ko-Fi at WileyWilly. Commissions are open, except I have something I gotta work on next week. Soon. Feel free to queue up more work.
Hooray, work.
Roll the
Yes,
dice.
we'll pass. Did I say? Bun, you go again. No. Sen, are you ready?
By the void.
I am Sensuna. I played Maximus, the master of mystical arts. You can find me at twitch.tv/Sensuna84.
I want to point out, by the way, that the bot does not recognize upper and lower case, but Maximus, the master of mystical arts, should be pronounced Maximus, the master of mystical arts.
It really should.
With sparkles.
Yes.
I guess that leaves Wound.
Hi, I am Juan. I am playing Libra. for this one shot, and when we eventually do the wrap up, I'll be playing her too. And going forward, you'll see me around Candlekeep. I don't really stream. You can find me wherever I exist with my friends. That's about it for me. So yeet back to CG.
I've been yeeted at. So I'm CG. You can find me doing Candlekeep stuff. You can find me on Wiley's channel for this week and the next. When we do the Book of the Raven, I will be doing more Candlekeep stuff on different channels going forward. Let's see who. I want to see who is next. I think it might actually be this group again. Let me double check. Or mostly this group.
I think so. I think the only difference is
I think it's the same
Zai,
group plus
right?
Zai, yeah.
Yeah.
Swapping out Wand for Zai. I really wonder how that rolled out, but
We play like 4 games together.
oh, sorry, swapping out Wiley for Zai. Wand's still here.
Oh, we can't have 2
Ye-
W's in the same game in more than what? Hold on.
If we put two W's in, we get Wonder Woman.
Oh wait, no, it happens again in the Yellow Crest manner. It's okay, guys.
Hey,
but
future Wiley, can I direct the raid? Kappa.
I mean, if you can predict who's on, feel free.
Yeah, who do you
Oh.
think is live?
Ed.
True, yeah,
wow.
MNW.
True, yeah. Can you guess what? Damn it, you're right.
I mean, if I can time it right, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh boy.
as friends, go raid. Tell Ed he's stinky.
Yes, but also tell him he's a good person. Stinky
Also
good.
this. But I do believe that we're
That is
done.
it.
Yeah.
Goodbye.